Excellent. All right. Hello, everyone in TV land. Welcome back to the Fast Racing League. Ready to bring you race number 2 of this long season. Here from Fontana, Auto Club Speedway in California. 2 miles, wide tracks, 70 laps on tap here. See what's going to happen here tonight. Of course, shout out to JoJo Network, JTN, for streaming the first race. But now, it's TopDragster's turn to take over the reins for a little while here. As we are just wrapping up qualifying here. Huge field on tap, just like last race at Daytona. Looks like it will be a total of about 38 drivers. And that is awesome to see. So, going to be a fun one. And joining me for tonight, a familiar face, just a different place, as it were. Mr. Blake Warren, welcome back.
Hello. Well, welcoming me to the very first time here in this league, but not a stranger to the broadcast booth nor to the channel. So, happy to be here, Andrew, and I'm ready to see what Fast has got going on for it tonight.
And I'm looking forward to it, and again, I'm grateful to have you here. It's always fun calling these with you, and it's gonna be a good fun night here. We got the ticker up and running, of course, all the fancy overlays, and I actually set it so that the lap counter should hopefully be visible now. But of course, it's early in the season, and I'm still tweaking all the fancy stuff. So please feel free, everyone, to provide their feedback. If anything seems off or should be changed, anything of that sort. Adjusting my microphone here just a little bit so that you can hear me a little better. That should do it. Alright, there we go. So, like I said, Auto Club. Of course, we were treated to a pretty good race at Daytona, but now it's a whole different beast. Like I said, 70 laps. Pit window looking like it should be about 25. As far as fuel goes, tire wear will definitely play a part in tonight's festivities. I do have a couple schemes that I do not have in my folder.
Wake up.
So if they look a bit weird, please don't mind that. I've just been told by the head admin that he needs to shut down the server. Okay, interesting.
Huh.
So, off to a good start. I'm not sure maybe what's going on. Gotta shut down. Field is only set to 40. Well, I guess we might have a little bit of an intermission here, folks. Sorry about that. Not sure if maybe me and... Well, that's strange, though, if it's only set to 40, so I guess that means that it thinks that there are too many guys? I'm not sure.
Good question.
I have never seen this happen before. So, we await further word. So basically, just range, so track drying is just about to finish. But I guess while we're in intermission here, Blake, I know that you hopped out there to run a few laps. Go ahead and give us a little bit of word as far as how it drives out there.
Yeah, so, and do let me know if the server does come back up, just so I can be able to get back in. From my experience from running on the track a little bit, it actually feels pretty good. The outside line seems to be more the dominant way around here, but you can indeed push it down to the inside of the racetrack and get it to stick. I found early on that you do not want to necessarily be down there on the opening maybe lap or two, as the tires are still very cold and very fresh. So once you can get the car up and running and get it running to an optimal temperature, the bottom lane will open up and it will start gripping up so you can get it down there. I don't necessarily know how many laps you can run down there in a consistent fashion before they start to wear and lose grip, but it is possible to make a move down there, so that's good. In addition, the brake bias and everything, very, very, very good. You can be able to, when you're coming into the pits, which pit lane speed is about 55 miles an hour, when you go down there and you hit the brakes to either make it into your box or get into pit road, you really don't have an issue with locking up and spinning out. So cars are reaching upwards of almost 200 plus miles an hour in the front straightaway, and in the backstretch they're going about 198 before they bank off into the turn. I wasn't really saying very fast laps, but the car and the track combination feels very, very stable tonight, and I think we're going to see some fantastic racing this evening in tonight's event.
And I'm looking forward to it. Server appears to be back up and running. And just hop back in, so it looks like the guys are getting just a couple extra minutes to put the rubber back down, as it were. And then I think that they will be re-queuing. So I'll keep it here for right now. Just checking chat here. Good to see Mr. Sean Whitehill in chat, who will be racing in car number 12 tonight. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it was just an issue with a couple guys coming in twice with different numbers by accident. But the game counted those as slots. So with the limited number of actual slots that can be started, they just had to adjust it so that we could fit enough people in here. So yep, track riding is finished. Practice is wrapping up here, and then we'll get back to qualifying, and then we will begin tonight's 70 lap event. Again, please don't mind the fact that I'm missing a couple of schemes. They might look really, really strange. From what I could tell, it's only going to be on the 09 and the 40. So I don't mind that if they look really strange. Pit road speed, from what I could tell, is going to be 55 miles per hour. Is that right?
Yep, 55.
Excellent. And then also, thanks to some help from Toby Roberson, car quality should look a little bit better now. They may have looked a little blurry or pixelated during the duels. That should be all fixed now and all good to go. We have kicked it back to the qualifying session.
To your cars.
Drivers getting in their cars, ready to run a couple laps, see where they're going to start. We'll see how similar it's going to look this time around. And yeah, glad to be back here streaming fast. Again, one of the Premier Leagues, along with a couple others who are running the new Next Gen mod. Really honored and privileged to be able to do this for everybody. Again, not going to be nearly on the same level as a JTN or an FRN, but just doing my best to get the word out there. Of course, anyone who is watching this who is interested in getting into online racing in NR 2003, it is still quite a healthy scene. There's a number of different leagues out there. The primary place to look is Facebook. Going into Facebook, you'll find Fast, Rolling Thunder Gaming, NNSCRA, IMRC, Melancar, another league that's running this mod, along with a plethora of others. Varying skill levels, varying shapes, sizes, and of course a number of other different mods from all different eras. It is truly a great scene, and if anyone is interested, Facebook is the number one place to do it. If you're interested in running in Fast in particular, which also runs an Xfinity and Truck series, message Randall Coleman on Facebook. That was a good call, wasn't it? So the field laying down there the laps. I'm just watching the timing here. We'll see who's going to end up on pole for this massive 38 car field. I'm pretty sure that it was a full 40, if not upper 30s. Last week at Daytona, of course, they had to shrink the field down from like 60 guys who all ran in the duels. Obviously 30 each, but that was a lot of fun. But then, of course, yeah, that compressed the field down, and they put on a good show. We'll see what tonight's going to bring. Didn't quite get to the number to force them to have to qualify and send people home. So that's great. Everyone who showed up tonight is going to be able to race. It's always good to watch. It looks like current pole sitter sitting as Joshua Moyers in the 68. No real surprise there. Still got another minute to go in the session though, so someone could still sneak up here. It is on ×2 pit frequency, hence the 25 lap pit window, which should play so that they'll be able to probably do it. What would that be? 2 stops? Yeah, 2 stops pretty easily. But again, yeah, tire is going to be a big factor in this one.
I'll certainly say this: I haven't raced in a fast league before, but there are certainly a handful of names that I recognize here. Nick Gunther, Jevin Anderson, Ricky Collette I've heard of at the very least, Tyler Mallon, Sean Whitehill, Randall Coleman. Mallon I've raced against before. Oscar Ramos I've raced against, Bishop. So definitely a good host of people who both qualified really well today, and not only that, shit that on a really good field, to be honest.
Yeah,
But a lot of talent more than anything.
Right on for that. Guys that could probably find their way from the back to the front. Qualifying has officially ended with Joshua Moyers on the pole position by a fair margin, over 1/10 of a second. We'll get this put back onto your screen here. There is the starting lineup. Cody Luke with a great run there in second in car number 8, and then Gunther and Anderson, a couple guys that you're familiar with from racing over at IMRC. Piers Fontana, great run there in 5th, and Toby Roberson in 6th. John Foreman and Jeff Goodpaster, and then Ricky Collette. And that is Josh Smetana, I believe, in 10th place. Please correct me if I'm wrong. No, it's Jacob, excuse me. Jacob Smetana, sorry about that. And then you got Sean Romero, Jim Black, Matt Watkins, cars flying across the screen. Tyler Mallon and Sean Whitehall at the top 15. Daytona winner and head admin, Randall Coleman. And then Oscar Ramos in the 50. R.D. Bishop. And Bill Ryan? Bill, right? Forgive me, I'm still learning some of the names here as we go along. Michael Murata will round out the top 20. Zach Krastowski, Greg Lovell, Ken Squires, Matt Stern, Blaine Donlin, Thomas Philbrick, one of the head creators of this mod, Jessica Shelton, and Ediver Leal. And then you got Federico Damian and James Moore, rounding out the top 30. Seth Cole, Daniel Cardozo, Bill Moynihan, and Darren Ingram round out the drivers who took laps. Also starting, Craig Meyer, something Martin, Doug Lockrow, and Ryan Lusk. Rounds out the field. Oh, you take the reins for a moment. I need to catch my breath.
Definitely a very colorful grouping of cars out here today. Some old pastime schemes like the number 45 of R.J. Bishop, and very nice throwback to the discount tire car. I think more based off of the Team Penske car from like mid-2018, 2014, something like that. And then the 10 car is certainly an interesting design based off of Ricky Rudd's car, or at least a mock-up combination of Ricky Rudd's machine, and some newer schemes, some newer designs, stuff that I haven't seen before, but a very colorful field, thankfully.
Yeah, these guys, they got some beauties out there, that's for sure. Just double checking here. Oh, would you look at that? A couple more schemes just got uploaded. I'm gonna nab those super duper quickly so that we can see some more of these great schemes in action. There we go. As the clock's winding down, we are getting ready to go racing at Fontana. And it's going to be cool to see this many cars juking it out at Fontana at a track as wide as this. This is going to be something to behold, and I am excited. Again, thank you, Blake, for joining me as well on this one.
Yeah, I'm definitely didn't think that this is what I would be doing on my Sunday evening, but I love working with you, and this should be pretty fun.
Hey, it's always fun with you, man. We always have a good time. I remember one of the first Auto Club races I ever called was in IMRC, and my God, you, me, and Joe had a freaking blast. So we'll put on another show just like that here. Alright, let me double check here and make sure that I've got those cars finally. There it is. So final seconds winding down here. I also really like that 12 car. That looks sick. 24, 55, 9, 94. Man, these things are awesome. And I remember talking, it's like I said, probably during the duels when I was talking to Seth, and he said as a painter, when you got that much more room to work with the forward numbers, that just provides a whole bunch more opportunities for making something cool out of it. So I could tell a few guys definitely took advantage. Final 30 seconds. And please forgive me, it was actually Bill Martin in the 39, and then Billy Ryan in the 11. So Billy and Bill. I'll be able to remember that. Hopefully. Alright, it is race time here. Field's gonna take the grid.
Drivers,
Let's get you some
to your
pictures.
car.
There we go. And again, please feel free to provide some feedback. I tried to make a little edit so that you could see the lap count down in the corner of the screen. That would be the bottom left. If it's a little off center or something else looks off with it at all, please feel free to let me know. Or any other feedback. Lagging, blurriness, anything of that sort. Please let me know. I'm still kind of figuring things out as we go throughout the season. 68 and 8 on the front row here. Blake, I know you got to be a fan of that number 8, being a junior fan.
Yes, I am. Definitely did not expect to see the Budweiser colors on it, but hey, it's nice to see an 8 out there. I have to give credit. I know that he's been running the scheme for so many years now, but Jovan Anderson's 93 Amico car, like, always a classic, especially to Dave Blaney fans, and hopefully Jovan will have a good run tonight.
He knows how to get it done. We've seen it plenty of times. And you have the familiar Amoco colors run by Blaney and now Anderson. I actually don't know if he's a true Dave Blaney fan or not. I mean, or maybe he's just a fan of the scheme. You never really know. We'll get going here. Lights have come on, so we might have a couple pacing laps here. I do think that we do have... I'm not sure if they have a reset rule if they have a crash early in the race. Some places don't do that whenever it's a broadcasted race. but we will just have to see on that.
Okay, pace car lights are off as they go ahead and run an extra pace lap.
Yeah, but I saw the 8 have a hard time getting going there, so I'm not sure if maybe that triggered the caution to stay out here, but this lap will not be counted. Field is looking all good from here. And also, please feel free to forgive, please do forgive the frames dropping whenever all these cars are in shot. Of course, I've got all my settings on high for you lovely people watching out there. A couple guys clutching here just to make sure that their fuel stays about the same. And yeah, like you said, different lines will be able to work. Outside's probably going to be preferred once you get going on a longer run. But beyond that, things could get dicey, especially late in the going on a track this wide. And even below that white line there in turns 3 and 4, that's still banked down there, so we'll probably expect to see a few guys down there as well. It's just going to be a big wild card factor throughout the night.
And here we go. The pace car gets ready to pulls in now. Joshua Myers on the pole. Green flag is going to wave. We're racing at Fontana. Off in turn 1 they go. Side by side, 2 wide. Couple of cars got a little loose on the inside.
That might be a caution. And it looks like indeed it will be an early wreck here. Bill Murnahan in trouble. We got Doug Blackrow back here. A number of drivers already in trouble. Ryan Lusk's rear end is crumpled up in the 83.
Greg Meyer in the 10 also involved.
And that is not what you wanted to see there. Craig Miner is one of the guys that I was looking to see probably climbing up through the field as we went along there. I'm surprised to see that. We'll go ahead and take a look and see what caused the turn 1 melee here. Looked like it was around the middle of the pack.
If I may, I went ahead and took a look. Jessica Shelton got loose and actually saved it. And then, well, we're going to go ahead and restart, but Shelton got loose, saved it, straightened it back out, and then got hit in the back end by I think it was the 77 Bass Pro Shops car.
Okay, so that would have been Bill Murnahan.
Yeah. So, you know.
And I like the call, resetting, restarting, giving those guys another shot here. That was a pretty nasty one for being that early in the going, so no issues there, no harm, no foul. We'll re-rack them. I'm pretty sure they only get one chance at that though, so let's see what happens. I'm gonna hop on and off track just to make sure we're not holding anyone up there. There we go. Come back up forward here. Feel ready to get it going this time around.
Drivers, start your engines!
So, kind of looking through the field, I've noticed that most cars, not all, but most cars have kind of gone with the forward number placement, something that's been a little controversial in the NASCAR world or so. Jessica Shelton is running a very interesting design as he has number plates akin to what you would see in like sports car racing, rally racing, and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and ask this to you there, Andrew. What side are you on in regards to this? Do you prefer the door numbers of the past? Do you prefer the forward frontal numbers? Do you prefer a different style? Like, what's your take on it?
I mean, I definitely prefer, as we are back to racing here in John Foreman, dropping to the rear here, playing it safe.
Oh,
I definitely prefer, just in my opinion, where the numbers were, just right in the middle of the door. But at the same time, I really don't have too much of a problem with the numbers being forward. It's just one of those things that what matters to me more is just how good the racing is and just getting to see a good show, kind of like we actually saw in the real life Daytona 500. So that's kind of the camp that I'm in. If I had it my way, I would keep the numbers where they were. But hey, that's again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I guess that makes sense. As we completed lap 2 here, Moyer's in the lead, Gunther second, Cody Luke on the third, 3 wide behind them for 4th place.
and here we go. The 64 is going to go to the outside and pass the 8 going down the back stretch. 63 is going to try and make the split as they dive off into turns 3 and 4. 33 gets into the 8.
Oh,
8 slides, hits the wall. They straighten it back out, but that's definitely going to do some damage. And now the 9 goes spinning. Oh, 33. Oh, the 33, the 9, the 8, a whole host of cars wrecking in the back.
Dang, that was a weird flip there. Randall Coleman, though, spinning around, getting up into Jeff Goodpaster, the 33. Someone has black smoke coming out. That is not what you want to see, and it is last week's winner, Randall Coleman. Oh, man, that is brutal there, from winning Daytona to possibly packing it up early.
Oh, boy.
Man, and that just started with looked like Cody Luke getting tapped just a little bit, started to go around, and then they stacked up behind him, and that was all she wrote right there.
And a few cars like the 11 of Billy Ryan, I think the 45 of, oh god, so many cars flipped too.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at that. Like, yeah, it looked like just a innocent little flip, and then all of a sudden, it looked like Coleman was starting to grip flip, and then just hit the 33 in a weird way, and then that just sent everyone around. You need to set up a hotkey for this scene transition. And we're going to have a little look further back here. See what sent the 9 around. Yeah, they were all stacking up. Everything's looking all good, and oh, he just got loose. Then started to spin up, and then there goes Jessica Shelton, and there's the 6 of Damien. Cody Luke, of course, going around there. Seth Cole coming to a stop. A number of other guys further back also stopping. Yeah, there you see Billy Ryan, just like you said, on the apron of the track. Attempting to miss that one. So yeah, a number of guys in that. Hopefully not too much damage to most of them. Got a bad feeling though about Coleman and probably the 33 of Goodpaster as well. They're probably not going to be in very good shape after all that was said and done. Goodpaster is coming back out onto the track though. That's good to see. I don't see Coleman out there anymore. I believe that his race is over. Oh, no, there he is. He's still trying. But man, once you get engine damage to the point that you're smoking, oh boy, you're gonna be in for a long night.
I mean, that was what I was going to say was, typically, once you've puffed out black smoke, your day, at least speed-wise, is probably going to be over. And depending on if the league, most likely they do have some form of a minimum speed requirement, you're probably only going to be out there for a few laps at most. And at that moment, you're just kind of hoping, hey, maybe someone ahead of me will wreck out and I can be able to nab up an additional spot or two. But in terms of being up there, in terms of being competitive and everything like that, it just isn't going to work out.
Yeah,
And it
that's pretty much gonna be that.
and it sucks especially too because at a track like California, at a track like Daytona, they're still very heavily aero dependent, speed, like top of the line engine horsepower dependent racetrack. So we're not at a track like Bristol where you could run a beaten and battered car and still be able to make up spots easily. Like, you're gonna have to be careful and you're gonna have to kind of be out of the way.
And in regard to that minimum speed rule that you mentioned, I'm not sure if there is one. I mean, Randall would have to enforce it himself. He is the admin who would make that call. Um, but again, I'm not sure if that is a rule in this league or not. If you don't come to the line here, we'll see if we get the one to go. And we will. So Josh Moyers will line up on the inside there, leading from the outset thus far from pole. Nick Gunther in the 56, looking strong though up here in second, going to restart on the outside. And then Toby Roberson in the 64, 93 Jordan Anderson in fourth. And then the Smetanas, Jacob and Peter, will line up in row number 3 side by side. Colette and Black, and then Romero and Watkins will be the top 10 on this restart here. Coleman is still out there on track. We got Luke back here. I think that he did flip as well, so we'll see how his speed's going to fare. It is moderate damage, so worst things could happen, but at the same time, yeah, like you said, with the aero dependency as it is, that's going to be tough to maintain. And even on a track like this where it's possible that maybe even in cup physics, some draft could come into play.
But certainly, at any track, based off of the laps that I was running, I was only getting up to maybe like 190s-ish or so. I really wasn't paying full attention, but the draft definitely does help. Anytime you're at a track and you can get enough length to be able to get a sniff of draft, it'll always help in some capacity.
Well, we'll see how they're going to be able to fare here. Green flag back out once again. Great jump there from Moyers. He's going to get a couple car lengths jump there on Gunther, who does clear and is able to hold on to second. Everyone's going to start jockeying further back throughout the field there. Everyone's probably going to try to settle it down as well. I mean, it's a track this wide, so anyone can go pretty much anywhere. We see Colette taking the defensive line, trying to fend off the 86 and the 15.
And we have another caution. We have a big wreck in the back, in the corner.
Oh my goodness, you're not kidding. Between 1 and 2.
RJ Bishop is flipped. Oh my gosh.
Daniel Cardozo is absolutely
Oh
mauled.
my god. Oh, okay. You're gonna want to look at this, buddy.
Oh boy.
Look at them going off into turn 1 and start around RJ Bishop, because this gets crazy.
Duly noted. We'll have a look here. We see Billy Ryan was also involved. Oh boy, he was just rewinding here. That looks a little scary. You said RJ Bishop.
RJ Bishop, Billy Ryan, and then everything just goes haywire. Jeez, oh Pete's. I gotta say this, if the 8 was looking to get into being punted like a football and wanted a gold medal in that, I think he got it tonight.
We're going into the turn. Bishop. Oh, they started right in front of him. And oh, geez. Oh my gosh. That, I believe, is the 29 of Cardozo. Yeah. So that's what destroyed him. The lag of all lags. Wow.
Yeah, 29 got sent into the shadow realm.
And Narnia came calling and said, tried to take him back or something.
We want our wardrobe back. You've had it for too many years.
Exactly. Is that what sent Billy Ryan around? Or no, Ryan actually spun by himself. But no, Bishop did spin because of the 29, so 2 separate incidents. Goodness. That's insane. Oops, I...
29 had a connection issue, disappeared coming at the start and finish line, and then right into the turn, everyone died.
Wow. Yeah, because... Billy Ryan started to spin, but I think Bishop spun because, well, the 29 morphed into his hood. I think. That's what it looked like.
I mean, there really is not much communication on the chat box, but, oh boy, I can only imagine what's being discussed in TeamSpeak.
Oh my gosh, I would imagine there are some unhappy people. I mean, that's just bad luck and bad timing. There's not too much you can really do about that. The 29 was looking smooth all night long.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate, because as I look here, I mean, in the long and the short of it is that we only have 2 retirements, but now we've got about maybe 5 cars that are damaged, that have some capacity of engine damage, whether it's smoking or not. They're going to be affected. And we are only 10 laps in to a 70-lap race, so it's going to be a long 60 laps to figure out, hey, do I even have the power to be able to make it around this track now?
Yeah, exactly. Looks like, we got 3 retirees now. Cody Luke just called the race himself. 29 Cardozo also retired, as well as Brian Lusk in the 83. We did officially have 36 guys take the green flag to start. I'm seeing a couple guys that actually did not start this time around, at least according to the scoring. 2 guys showing a lap down are the 11 and 45. Randall Coleman is on the tail end of the lead lap right now. He is in front of the leader, so I'm not sure if that might necessitate a wave around.
It looks like he will be getting the lucky dog via wave around, so once it probably goes one to green and the lights shut off, the 9 will blast around the racetrack, catch up to the tail end of the field, and his potential black flag will be right there. I'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah, no problem. Yep, that is normally how it works. But yeah, if Coleman was already let down at that point, he probably would have been a free pass. If not, and he's just taking a wave around here, that would be up to him. In that case, I'm pretty sure the free pass would then actually go to the 11. Although I'm not sure if that would necessitate, because he probably would have fallen a lap down as a result of the caution. So not too sure what the ruling will be there. We have taken 1 to go here. Familiar front row here with Moyers and Gunther. Anderson and Toby Roberson will be 3rd and 4th now. Still the same 3rd row with the Smetanas, Jacob and Peter. And Colette and Black. Watkins will be 9th, who needs to be on the inside. Sean Romero will now be 10th in the number 71. Now, Sean Romero, he tends to be one of those guys that just kind of quietly does solidly. I've kind of mentioned that that's kind of how Chris Emery was over in TDR and a little bit in IMRC. I would say that Sean Romero, Michael Murata, they tend to be guys like that who just quietly run solid and then can find themselves in a pretty good position at the end of it all. Same could also go to Sean Whitehill as well. The field's going to line back up here for the green flag. It will be 59 laps to go. As we get back going, Coleman's still on track, Bishop's still on track. John Foreman playing the conservative strategy that we're used to seeing out of the number 70. The pace car pulls back in. Second caution coming to an end here. Back to green flag. Oh man, lighten up the tires. There's 64. But kept it going pretty good there. And a great restart by the 93. Is going to get to the inside of the 56. See what they're going to be able to do with those runs there. But Moyers, another great restart, holding on to the lead. well and truly clear. Anderson going to slide up in front of Gunther and take second place away. Checking on through the field here. Looks like we are back to caution. Another problem here in turn 1, Calamity Corner. So over tonight, Craig Meyer. Here's Coleman again. But the number 10 machine, Tide colors, looks like may have gone for a little bit of a loop. And we'll have a quick look here. But yeah, these cold, new tires, they are sketchy, and someone has actually flipped here. Once again, man, that is 3 for 3 on flips so far. Craig Meyer going into the corner, and then yep, just started to lose it, spun around, and then looks like also the 29th spun. And the car that flipped was Doug Lockrow's 32. As it looks like someone else also spun further back. And Coleman also looped it. Man, this track is slippery on these restarts. I think that the guys are going to be starting to think, oh boy, we might need to be a little more careful here. Because, yeah, this is getting really sketchy. Considering how consistently this has been occurring so far.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to say was, as it was, you know, I get that you want to push it and everything like that. I don't see why anyone would necessarily want to give up track position or so, but you know, it's dangerous on these opening laps. You need to make sure that you have warm enough tires that you can actually throw it into the corner like that. And you know, I don't know necessarily what to say. I don't know if there may be a higher admin ruling on this to maybe try and minimize it, but still, we've had a lot of really bad crashes. It's not even just self-spins. It's been bad crashes this short into the race thus far, so...
Yeah, that's been a little... Yeah, that's definitely been kind of iffy. I'm also going to go ahead and set... Let's see... I'm going to set a hotkey here so that I can stop clicking out of OBS. Let's see, we'll do that 2 and this one 1. You're seeing, or while you're listening to the actual adjustments being made on the fly. So let's see, does that work? Yes! Excellent. That looks much better.
Yay!
And that's going to be a lot easier as well, so, yep, and then just do that.
You never think about hotkeys until you need them.
Hotkeys are a wonderful thing when you actually remember to use them.
Yep.
So hopefully things will look a little smoother now. But, third caution here, lap 14. Really the only thing that I would see the admins being able to do differently, kind of like you were alluding to, if they made it single file restarts. I've seen that done before. But really that's probably the only thing that you could do, unless you somehow found a way to adjust the grip level on the fly, which you can't do.
No, I mean the only other thing that I was thinking of was like maybe there's a bulletin that's like, all right, if you wreck out in the first, or if you wreck again in like the first 3 to 5 laps, something like that, maybe getting a lap penalty or so, like just to try and have people just kind of temper themselves a little bit and relax some. Lots of different leagues have used different penalties and penalty incentives to like try and avoid having more incidents.
Yeah, I remember IMRC, we had a race very similar, multiple wrecks in a row, and then they said, alright, next person who causes a caution, no matter if it's your first or not, just said, well, you're gone, you're done for the night. I don't think that this series actually has a, I don't think it has a 2 in park, or it might, but you don't have to EOL on your first one. I think that's what the case might be, but I need to read up on the rulebook again a little bit. Which is my bad. And again, we had Anderson jump the 56 up to second place, and I'm seeing the 42 was able to get by the 64. for 4th place, so good run so far for those guys. Excuse me. Pace car lights are off once again. Top 10 looking pretty similar. We'll see how things are going to get along this time here. I mean, it's just slippery. That's really all there is to it. I mean, maybe try to run a little bit higher. Because it looks like most of the spins have been occurring on the inside line. That might be my best guess here. I'm not really sure. I'm seeing the 11 getting up, looks like getting the free pass here. As he would be entitled to. But, I bet you someone who doesn't mind too badly right now would be Josh Moyers. He's led from the outset thus far and hasn't had to do anything too drastic in order to hold that lead thus far. And he's been having some great restarts, so we'll see if the same will apply. Got a Chevy and a Toyota here on the front row, and then Chevy and Ford in row number 2, and then Toyota Ford. So you got a little bit of everything up there. Although right now Josh Moore is looking like the dominant Chevy. You got to go back to Sean Romero to find the next one. Back to racing here. Another decent jump there. Jovan Anderson though, holding with them pretty decently.
Off into the corner, going 3 wide in the middle of the turn.
Ooh, a little slide there from Ricky Collette. He's going to drop a couple spots in the number 2. Looks like everyone's going to get through there cleanly this time around.
But we still have 3 and 4 to get through. That's the big question.
68 and 93 opting for the high side. Everyone's choosing their lanes. Might go 3 wide here with Tyler Mallon. There's Peter Smith on the outside and Matt Watkins in the middle. The number
Ladies
15.
and gentlemen, we had a green flag. No, we have a caution. I spoke too soon.
You jinxed it. Well, what's it for though? I'm not seeing too much here.
I think the 10's button.
Let's have a look here.
Oh, well, that's incredibly minor. Okay, never mind. They were off into turn 3. 10 got a little wiggly and loose and almost hit the 23.
They got into 33 a little bit, and yeah, just another spin there from Craig Meyer. But yeah, that is definitely the most tame wreck thus far. We had three wrecks and 3 flips to start with, so I think that is about as it's about as tame as you can get right there.
Yeah. I gotta check something about Jeffrey Goodpaster's machine, and that is simply this. Is it a Mustang? Yeah, it definitely is a Mustang. I swear with the body, it looked like a, and the green wheels, I felt like it was a Ken Block machine. And for some reason, they managed to make a Ford Focus template.
I think, I don't know if he's still running it this week or not. I'm looking for the 24. Aaron Ingram, where is he? Or did he start?
Well, the 24 is out, so he was involved in an accident.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn that I remember him driving, I think it was a Mercedes in the duels. and I just noticed, I think that Blaine Donlin in the 72 is driving a Honda. Oh, that is amazing. Yeah, I love it. The more the merrier. I love it. And that looks really good too. Yep, driving a Honda Accord out there in the 72. Put it there to Blaine Donlin. Probably streaming this race himself. Just behind Ken Squires there in the 25.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is very much a Honda.
That is awesome. I mean, of course, you got they have a proper Dodge template, but I mean, probably for any mod, but then especially with the newer mods, you can probably find a template for just about anything. I know that the most of the NXS mods have Corvettes that you can run as well, and those things look pretty good too. So whatever you want to go with is pretty much free reign. So we'll be taking 50 laps to go here. And next time by. Again, thank you to everyone for tuning in thus far. Of course, check out Fast Racing League on Facebook if you are interested in running either here in Renegade, or in the Renegade Cup Series, I should say, or you could also run in the Truck or Xfinity Series that they run as well. Of course, also check out the Johto Network as well. They do a number of different online leagues for NR 2003 of a much better quality than mine, so yes, I'm going to always hammer that home because it's true. Definitely go check them out. The links to both are in the description. So let's see, longest green flag run so far has been 2 laps. And these tires are just getting colder and colder as we go.
Hey, at least the good news is that the tires, they're unlimited in a simulator.
Yep, and unlimited in this series. There are actually some leagues that run tire limits where if you pit for tires after a certain number of times, they start docking you laps.
Huh.
But it's just something a little different there. Kind of cool. But no, this league is definitely not that way.
Huh. That's the first time I've ever heard of something like that.
Yeah,
You know, there's some...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think there's 1 or 2 series over in Rolling Thunder Gaming that does that. Shout out, of course, to those guys over there and Dante Ricky. But anyways, you may proceed.
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, it's kind of funny. Like, I was going through looking at some of the names, and you know, I had mentioned that there were some that I recognized earlier, and I noticed that Seth Cole was in the 66. So 66, typically one of his numbers. I go and look at his paint scheme, and based off of what he's run typically in the past, especially in IMRC with like Blame Shelley Insurance and whatnot, I think that is by far the most tamest paint scheme that he has ever run. All it is a red race car with a white racing stripe. Like,
yeah, it says something there on the side. I can't quite make it out.
I think it's Fortnite Squad Racing or something like that. Like something kind of goofy, but
yeah, that sounds like something he would throw together.
Yeah, there really isn't even technically a hood sponsor.
No, I mean it looks cool though, and he's got the middle door number, one of the few cars that's actually running that.
Well, here we go. The green flag's going to wave once again.
49 to go now. Another excellent jump there from the 68. He has been fantastic on these restarts, but a little bit of a shove there.
Going almost 4.
Look at Malin.
Yeah, almost going 4 wide there had they not backed off a little bit. 93 is running to the outside and making it work.
Oh, Cemeteran, that's going to be in the middle of the field.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, one car did get a... Oh,
that was a wall of...
Oh,
I think that's the 23, Thomas Philbrick, that just hit the 43 of Smetana. Excuse me, I think I said Smetara for some reason. Looks like just a lot of spins, but there were a couple harder hits there. Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh. And like, I don't know, obviously you can set the smoke settings to whatever you want it to be. I made it as most realistic as I can. First of all, the 94, I thought Jessica Shelton flipped. No, she just went like tumbling around, like getting shaked around like a giant rock in a tube. And just stumbling all about. The 43, I don't know what necessarily stopped him from hitting the brakes or so, or what happened, but Yeah, he like slides backwards onto the racetrack and then gets absolutely clobbered by the 23, who, based off of how I was looking, I don't think that he really could have been able to see him necessarily.
Yeah, 23. I mean, just was getting through there, and then maybe 43 running either anti-locks or yeah, was just still sliding. That just looked like a misjudgment by Toby Roberson in the 64. Went up and just got into him, and then ended up triggering that. Unfortunately, Matt Stern was the one that spun into Jessica Shelton. That sent her around. There's Jim Black spinning, Michael Murata. See Jeff Dixon sneaking through there. There's the 12 of Sean Whitehill. There's the hit. Craig Meyer also hitting the 43. Looks like Federico Damian in the 6 also involved.
And the 32 of Doug Lockrow is now out of this race. Apparently a wheel issue.
Okay, that's a little different. But another retiree there. And yeah, 24 did retire earlier. Okay, I see now. Well.
So, yeah. Now only 31 cars on the track and 28 on the lead lap.
Yeah, this has been a little tough, but still slugging it out here.
I gotta be honest with you, I've never played Destruction Derby before on the PlayStation. I think I'm witnessing Destruction Derby on the PlayStation right now.
I mean, just the slippery conditions, just the slip up here and there. Nothing really too severe, but just with a field this size, all it takes is one, and that's all she wrote. So, yeah, that just goes to show. I mean, these are some of the best of the best, and they're having a tough time with it. So it also just shows, I think, how difficult the conditions are out there. But we were only on lap 26 of 70 when we take the stripe next time here. Again, also to everyone watching, please feel free to provide feedback on the stream itself, the overlays, how everything's laid out. Lag-wise, I'm always adjusting that as well, so please continue to provide any feedback as far as how things are going. So this is a familiar front row here with Moyers on the inside. Then you're going to have Anderson on the outside. Still Gunther in third. Matt Watkins, though, has done a good job of climbing up a little bit. Now going to be fourth. And it's Jacob Smetana in fifth with Tyler Mallon in sixth, being aggressive on some of these restarts. Sean Romero and Greg Lovell has found his way into the top 10. And then Oscar Ramos and Ediver Leal is now 10th in the 09, which again is a scheme that I do not actually have, so that's why it looks a little buggy. As we will take one to green this time, I believe.
Yep, lights went out.
Lights out, so we'll see what's going to happen this time around. Moyers still living a charmed life, though, leading from the outset. Everyone's still getting sorted further back in the field there.
You know, one thing I wanted to say is the JTN car for the 2 looks really good. Kind of reminds me of a Verizon car, to be completely honest. But gotta give credit, like both on logo design and then building that into the paint scheme. Hey, we got some really good paint schemes all in all.
Oh man, you're not kidding. Yeah, that too. When I saw it at Daytona, I really loved it, and that thing is awesome. Of course, Ricky Collette also commentates over at JTN on occasion, along with guys like Joseph Weaver and Tommy Bordeaux. Shout out to them as well. And then, of course, Joe Troyansky himself in Bristol. Always got to throw that in there. But we're going to try again. See what happens.
I don't think that there's necessarily a limit in trying again and again and again, but hopefully there will be some success.
As we have a booth invader here. Hello there.
Alright, here we go. The leaders come across the restart zone. Green flag waves once more. We are green as they blast off into the front stretch. 68 pulls ahead, but the 93 is getting a charge to the outside. Almost into the wall on the outside. The 56 Rackley car, side by side battle for the second place. Jovan's going to pull alongside, and he's going to shoot on by.
Oh boy, almost contact there with the 08. 56 trying to get in front of the 15. That's not going to work there. 3-wind. Gunther diving in there hard. Those two race with each other on a fairly frequent basis. Keeping an eye on everyone back here, and will you look at that? We are going to have a green flag lap.
We are not going to have a green flag lap.
Goodness. RJ Bishop in the 45. Oh boy.
And for once, that was actually pretty innocuous. The 45 just drove it into the corner, drifted up, got loose, spun it around, minor touch into the outside wall, nothing bad, no cars flipping, no cars getting launched into the stratosphere, just a single car spin, yellow flag out, as the 45 spins underneath the Carl's Jr. logo.
I just realized no one probably saw that replay because I forgot to do the scene transition. There we go. Yeah. We got just little self-spin here, maybe clip the apron there just a little bit, and because John Foreman was coming there in the 70, the game recognized that that was a hazard and put it out. We almost had it.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah, they were looking really good there. We almost had an incident there with Greg Lovell and Oscar Ramos nearly getting into each other's doors. Tyler Mallon has certainly not been worried about these slippery restarts. They have been very aggressive, but it's paying off. I mean, knows that there's only... If this trend of Carson's is going to continue, just how limited the amount of time is going to be to gain spots, and Mallon is now third. Thanks to that, Nick Gunther will now be fourth with Watkins fifth, Jacob Smetanis in sixth. Randall Coleman coming up to the front here, probably going to be the recipient of the free pass this time around. We are still 5 laps from halfway. Or a little over 5 laps, excuse me. So Blake, how's life?
Yeah. What's up?
I just said, how's life?
Oh, how's life? How's life? Oh, I thought you were prepping me for a bigger question. How's life? All right, cool. No. You know what? Life is actually doing okay. I've got some changes and responsibilities going into some stuff going on this week and going forward that a little anxious to start on, but hey, I'm ready for the challenge all the same. I've been working a lot of extra hours. I worked 2 Saturdays ago, yesterday, and I have to work next Saturday. So time and a half is definitely nice in regards to that. So yeah, making some bread, making some dough. So happy about that, even if I'm exhausted. And not gonna get too deep into the details of it. Just certainly for one, I don't know how it's gonna go. Hopefully good. And 2, out of just privacy. But hopefully going to be going on a date here sometime soon with a girl that I've really been clicking with as of late. So I'm excited.
Best of luck on that. Hopefully that does go well. I do have to
Yeah.
apologize to Nick Gunther from earlier. I said that Josh Moyers was the dominant Chevy. I totally forgot that the 56 was a Chevy for some reason. So that was my bad. If you hear some clang in here in just a moment, that's my heater coming on, so don't mind that. 40 laps to go this time by. Also, yes, speaking of dates, hello there. That's the booth invader I was mentioning earlier.
Booth invader, sir.
This is what happens when your booth is in your house.
Apartment.
TV landed. We're bringing in all the fun stuff here on TopDragster.
Booth invader, booth invader.
Blake said it, don't they? So, Josh Moyers, familiar sight there, just staring at the pace car in front of him, getting ready to go back green here. We'll see if those great restarts can continue with Jovan Anderson to his outside. But based on the restarts that Tyler Mallon's been getting, and how he has not been wanting to hold back, I'll expect that Intel machine to possibly be making some waves here at the front, now being up in third place. We'll probably still got one more pit stop to make at this point in time, with the pit window being where it is. So pace car pulls in once again into the restart zone. And right back to it, and another great restart for the 68. Struggling a little bit there was the 93. And Matt Watkins giving a little bit of a shove to the 18.
93 is going to follow off into the corner. Chevy versus Toyota.
Going 3 wide further back here, Leal on the outside. Michael Murata trying to make up some ground. Looks like they're all going to get that settled down. And up front, they are pretty compact up here. Allen going to try the far inside. 68 on far outside. And Mallon looking for the race lead.
I think Mallon's going to be able to beat him coming to the line. No.
Moyer's got it, but would you look at that? A green flag lap.
A green flag lap, and led only by 2/100ths of a second.
Well, that would have been quite a finish there as, Watkins pushing up a little bit there into the 93. Keep it going straight, but Mallon has taken a couple car lengths ahead now. Watkins gets up to the outside. And making up some ground despite being involved in a wreck or two is the 55. That is Michael Murata, and he's using that inside to his advantage beautifully.
Oh.
Wow, yeah, the guy's skating a little bit. That should start to slow as the run progresses, as the tires start to wear out, warm up. But Moyer's looking to take it back.
15 into the outside wall slightly, not too bad though.
Didn't get wall glued there, gonna keep it going, might lose a little bit of ground, almost 3 wide. Nick Gunther trying to gain some spots back, just lost a couple there. It's still hanging in there right now, battling the 42 of Jacob Smetana.
42 almost got packed in by the 71 as he hit the brakes a little bit.
Oh, that's gonna be ugly. Colette almost gets into Matt Stern in the 40. And now the 40 is gonna try to get by there 3 wide. Man, this is some crazy stuff here, tearing into the top 10. Gunther trying to make up that ground. Or might also be in it for the long haul here, maybe just hanging back a little bit. Possibly looking to save some tires. There could also be a valuable play there as Murata now third, looking for sucking on Moyers. And Tyler Mallon still looking strong at the moment, but look at this run from Murata. He might take the lead.
Oh, he slings it down to the inside. He's going to inch ahead. He's going to lead that lap in the Napa Platinum car.
Man, what a move there from a guy who's been involved in a couple incidents, fell back a ton, and is now leading at Fontana. Matt Stern on a charge forward now to 4th place, just got by Jovan Anderson. And now we're getting some good stuff here. Jovan Anderson pushing his fellow league member. Those guys run consistently together. And Anderson is clutching. Wonder what that's about. Oh, come on, they're 5-1 for a moment.
Oh boy. Come on, guys. We just got the green flag racing started. Don't end it now.
I know, yeah. Man, that was close there. That is interesting to see Jovan Anderson clutching that hard.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I can see it now when he goes off into the center, when he goes off into the entrance of the turns, the nose drops and digs into the ground the moment that he starts clutching. So
yeah, that is the telltale sign that he's clutching. Not clutching that time, as I think we are back to yellow.
Yeah, I'm led to believe that is very much the case.
Looks like it might be Jessica Shelton and Ken Squires. 25 for Squires, 94 is Shelton. And it looks like it was indeed Squires here. Slides up a little bit and may have just gotten a little nudge from Randall Coleman, who actually, he was actually looking pretty fast there. And yep, that is exactly what happened. Squires went around, and Shelton may have spun there in the ensuing checkup.
Actually, it was something else entirely. As to initially what brought out the yellow, so I'm going to double check this real quick, because I want to make sure I get the right numbers. So Oscar Ramos goes into the corner, and I think he makes very slight contact with Squires.
Oh wow, man, it looks like he almost got contact from, I think that's the 03 of James Moore.
Yeah, the 03 of Moore managed to check up and slow down, but in the checkup process, ended up accidentally having Jessica self-spin, and almost right before Squires spun out himself, Shelton was already 90 degrees kicked sideways and around, which is what brought out the initial yellow. As to why Squires wrecked, after the fact, I can't really tell. I don't know if he, lost traction or just kept his foot into the throttle and maybe it just weight shifted. I don't know, but
It's either that or he would have gotten maybe just a little tap maybe from Randall Coleman, because those two were really close. So, yeah, kind of a weird chain reaction there. Just a lot of things going on to cause that. We just saw the race off of pit road there, and I can't help but notice Toby Roberson gained a bunch of spots there off of pit road, so maybe a little bit of a strategy call there. Number of guys staying out the first time around. I would expect some of them to probably come in this time, because now we're going to be at about 30 laps to go, which will probably still be just outside the fuel window. The two schemes that I do not have, the 088 and the 40, are currently leading the race from what I can tell. I grabbed them last minute. I think I think the stream was actually going on when I got those two schemes. But yeah, Matt Stern running a tribute number 40 Sterling Marlin car there. Light colors.
I just realized I do technically have them, but I needed to back out of the game completely and then come back in order to see them. So that's on me.
I think you can still do that. It's a fun track.
That is true.
Yeah, I think you can do that right now.
Okay.
And then you'll see the Texaco number 088. And they have stayed out thus far. I'm not sure if maybe their strategy is going to be that they're going to try to stay out here, because I'm just under the assumption of that was a somewhat lengthy run. So I would be surprised if they do stay out outright, because they will be at a tire disadvantage. Of course, we also see the same here from Peter Smetana in the 43. There's Federico Damian. That's the name, I think. Please forgive me if I butcher that. James Moore, Thomas Philbrick, Billy Ryan, Blaine Donlin, John Foreman. Appear to be all the drivers that stayed out thus far. Toby Roberson has assumed 10th, I do believe. Sean Whitehill coming around here. I think the 68 may have pitted again, and indeed he did. I think that they're trying to stretch the fuel here. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting. Again, I saw 25 laps as the projected fuel window. But with how much you have to lift off in the corners, that could change. Sean Whitehill going around, looks like he got the free pass. And these guys are opting to stay out. Probably thinking that their tires aren't quite worn out enough to necessitate much of a difference. So this is going to be interesting if this does go green, to see where all the strategies are going to fall in. But now we'll see what kind of speed the 40 and the 088 have.
And I now see them.
Hallelujah, right?
Hallelujah. And both look really good, to be honest.
Oh boy.
The 40 definitely inspired by Sterling Marlin. And to me, the 088 looks like a cross between Jamie McMurray and a Davey Allison scheme. Probably more leaning towards Davey Allison.
I can see that, yeah. Also, please forgive the sneezes. Sorry about that.
I thought that was a dog in the background.
No.
I was like, do you have a lucky dog in your house or what?
Unfortunately, pets are not allowed here.
Oh.
Although I swear sometimes I sound like one whenever I sneeze. Sorry about that. So it is going to be 29 laps to go. For those guys that have all pitted, we'll see if they're able to stretch it. These guys who stayed out almost definitely will not be able to. But with the way these crossings have fallen, anything could happen. Green flying back out, great jump for the 40. 6 kind of falling back a little bit there, but now the field's going to be really shuffled. Oh man, look at this.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
We're out
Oh
of some
dear.
contact. Malin getting loose.
72.
Up into the wall there's
Yeah.
Blaine Donlin. Gonna drop like a stone there. John Foreman spinning by himself. There's RJ Bishop. And
That
a couple
bring
other
out a
guys
yellow.
slow, but no caution.
Yay.
No caution thus far. There was some trouble at the back, but the game has not thrown it. Greg Lovell and Matt Stern going for it here, as there goes Smetana once again. That looked like that was once again off of the 64. That will definitely bring out the yellow. Again, I could be wrong on that, but that's what it looked like on the surface there, and if it is. Oh boy, those two got magnets on each other, and it kind of was. Oh boy, this looks like a mess.
You know, one thing that I gotta say real quick is, in terms of the 43, really good job saving it from not being worse than it already was. Like, dude looped it, you know, kind of smacked it with the back end / side of the car, but didn't hit it really all that hard.
Oh, actually kind of a nice little 360 there.
Yeah.
But, yep, kept it going straight. But, yeah, it was the 64 that got into him, but that was because the 09 pushed up, hit the 64, and then got booped pretty much into the 43. The 03 also ended up putting a 93 into the wall. Yeah, a little bit of everything going on there on the restart. But I will point this out. Josh Moyers is now in very unfamiliar territory with how far back he is. Scored 28th. Let's grab a look at the scoring here very quickly. The 10 has also retired from the race. That was Craig Meyer. Lucky dog. Oh, Moyers fell that down. I think that you'll get the free pass this time, but man, I totally missed that. Wow, that's crazy. And yeah, please forgive me for looking at that. I cannot see the ticker that you guys see on stream, so just kind of using that as a little reference there. So after this next round of pit stops just took place, we now have Matt Watkins out in front with Michael Murata in second. Nick Gunther will be third. And a name that we have not said at all, which I thought was Jeff Dixon, but it's not. It's Zach Krastowski in the number 4. I don't know why I thought it was Jeff Dixon. Toby Roberson will now be in 5th, with Mal in 6th, and James Moore 7th. So we are now officially at 26 to go. Probably in the make it on fuel window at this point, fairly comfortably. And yeah, now the field has gotten the most shuffled that it's been after these last 2 cautions. Guys are going to be trying to make their way forward, and guys that were in the back have now found their way toward the front. So, yeah, going to be a little bit of a mixed bag here. And we saw what that did on that last restart. So going through here, looks like we got some guys topping off on fuel. And that includes Jovan Anderson, Lovell, Stern, there's Jessica Shelton, of course Fontana as well. We got a couple Toyotas up here at the front, 15 and 55, and then Chevy, and then Toyota.
Sometimes it seems like it's just moving shells around. Sometimes the shell's Toyota is the shell that's holding the Toyotas is up front. Other times it's a Chevy. Sometimes it's a Ford, and sometimes it's a Honda. Who knows?
Oh man, Kurt the Blaine Donlin, still love that.
You know, I just want to take a real quick moment to just talk a little bit about the community or so, and then just more so the mod that's being run tonight. This is the 2022 Next Gen mod that, well, technically now is the current gen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the community has actually done a really, really good job overall in, like, all these different things that have been made for it. Couple of utilities, for example, someone made the diffuser darker. Someone has a patch where you can be able to run a couple of bash files, and you can be able to swap it out from the shorty spoiler to the big spoiler to even the wing, which that's a thing on the mod that I didn't know.
Yeah, I think I've seen
Yeah, like they're hopefully going to update the template sometime in the springtime or summertime to be able to allow one to be able to paint the wings, but I'd say the generic black works just as fine too. So yeah, and it seems like a lot of people are very positive and receptive about the mod, and luckily seems to run on pretty much everyone's computers with very little issue, thankfully.
Yeah, FCRD did a fantastic job with this. Credit to all the guys that have put in the work and the effort. It has definitely paid off. I definitely think some guys are going to be working hard here tonight. Matt Watkins for the first time here tonight from the lead. Taking the green flag here. Michael Murata to his outside. See what's going to happen this time around. Things looking pretty clean up front. James Moore dropping back a little bit here. Look at Seth Cole find his way into the top 10 as there goes the 03. Ricky Collette also going to spin. The 25 of Squire's going to get into the wall.
25 gets another tap into the door.
Coleman spins again. And it is still Watkins and the Tetris car up front. But it looks like just a solo spin on James Moore, and then a couple of oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Domino effects, I guess.
Yeah, just a domino effect after that. Just a lot of cars that were trying to blow up, and unfortunately, well, not too bad. Yet, just they still got involved. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a hit on the front there for Squires. They got a little nuds there from the 11. The 03 should be just fine. Nothing too bad there. Same should be said for the 2 and the 9. I mean, again, credit to these guys. It is brutal out there in terms of the conditions. But man, what caution were you on? I don't know anymore.
I've lost track of it at this point.
As have I. But again, no real fault of these guys. It's just that freaking difficult out there. I'm sure I'd be spinning left and right myself. So, I mean, that's just because I stink, but there's that too. Take a little intermission here to get a drink. Good stuff. Lemonade. That's where it's at right there.
Lemonade is good.
It is not Mike's hard. I assure you. And that would not be a good idea on a night like on a broadcast night. I swear. With how I speak sometimes, I sound like I'm drunk. That's really all there is to it.
I can't remember what it is, but my brother had come home from the Navy for a little bit. The very first night that he got back home, he got me like a 6-pack. I think it's like blackberry peach or blackberry mango or something like that. And very delicious, weirdly enough. I'm not big on blackberries, nor am I big on like peach or mango, but stuff was good.
I might give that a try at some point.
Yeah,
if I
funny.
ever find it.
Funny enough, I still have one bottle left in the fridge that I keep remembering and then forgetting about.
Saving it for. Oh yeah, there you go. Maybe take that with you on your little date there. Maybe.
No. Considering that it's probably going to be a Sunday morning date, yeah, I don't think having a drink at 10 o'clock in the morning is maybe the best idea.
Well,
A mimosa at the very least, like I think that would be socially acceptable. But
I mean, for people who work in retail, because guns are lagging a little bit there. But for people who work in retail, who have seen people absolutely wasted at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I mean, I've seen worse.
Here's a neat party trick. I will magic cadabra this bottle of alcohol out of my coat pocket, and then proceed to drink it in front of you.
Magic cadabra, that's beautiful.
Which is more magic cadabra-y, the fact that I pulled it out of the pocket, or the fact that it was gone before I realized it.
It was gone faster than you could say magic cadaberated. I don't know. Shenanigans have ensued officially. We are at 20 laps to go. Going to be 19 on this restart. It's Watkins and Murata still in the front row.
Odd question, but does Kodak even exist anymore?
It does not.
It does not.
I do
Okay.
not believe it does.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, Kodak Print, okay, is that like a new
Or,
service?
well, okay, maybe it does, and maybe that's what they do now. Like maybe they're kind of going the Circuit City Radio Shack type route.
Or maybe the Kodak name is still in circulation, but the original owners from like the 90s don't own it anymore.
Or like that one deal with like an Xfinity team was sponsored by Circuit City like 15 years after they went bankrupt.
Yeah, that was an interesting story.
Yeah, Slapshoes did an interesting video on that actually.
I love slap shoes.
Coming to 19 to go. Here we go once again. It's Watkins and Murata on the front row. And another great jump there. It's struggling in the way there.
Big
Gunther.
Yeah, big delay, possible tire spin by the 56 there.
Oh boy. Could get a little dicey there. Wrong camera. But looks like they're going to settle it down for the time being, at least up at the very front. Checking on through the field. Yeah, some of these other fast guys here are further back. There's Collette and Lovell trying to make up some ground. Of course, you got Stern and Anderson also looking to do the same thing. Oh, look at the 55, almost into the 15. Oh man, they're going to take a Voigtnax around him. Krastowski almost into him there, going down to the inside.
Malin's going to throw it right in the middle, splits the two.
And he had the hole there, and that was perfect. Great move. And Gunther now back up to second in the 56. Climb the wall there on the outside. Looks like the 6. Everyone keeping it straight thus far. But Watkins now with the advantage. I completely lost sight of Josh Moyers, though, the guy who was dominating. I'm not really seeing him here. I see some smoke, though. Oh, there he is. I'm back up near the top 10 in that 68.
No caution, thankfully, as they blast by at about 206 miles an hour down the front straightaway.
Yeah, flying now is Watkins walking it up the track a little bit there. Malin trying to make the move on Gunther, was not able to make that stick. Gets a little shove from the 55. Interesting move there. I mean, yeah, this is cool, though. We're seeing every lane work whenever they're able to get going like this. But, oh, man, they are all tight behind Toby Roberson at the moment. Oscar Ramos in the middle. They're 4 wide. Almost.
Every car is trying to make a corner work, and every car is trying to make any corner work.
And, caution. Looks like this time it's Jim Black in the 86. See what happened here. Ricky Collette throwing it down to the inside. Oh, came up just a bit and got into him. Probably was a little desperate to make up some ground there. Just pushed a smidge too hard and right into that real tree number 86. Only car involved though, a little bit of damage, but should be a-okay to continue. Ooh, some mixed bags of strategy here. Michael Murata gonna lead most everyone behind him down pit road. But that's gonna leave 18, or no, excuse me, the 81, rather. 81, the 56, and the 15. All to stay out here. Seth Cole also stays out for the time being. Seth Cole's on a really solid run here in that 66, was knocking on the top 10 there for a little bit. Now through pit cycle is going to be 4th. Federico Damian going to be 5th at the moment. And we'll see who's going to stay out and who won't. As it is going to be 15, 14 laps to go, rather next time by.
Since we've talked about a litany of topics over the entirety of this broadcast, especially under caution, are there any video games coming out ahead that you're interested in?
Oh boy, I have not really been keeping up with that, to be honest. I mean, I've definitely got to keep my eye out for, like, I'm into games primarily kind of like the Walking Dead series, the Life is Strange series, and some
Lots
games
of
like
choose
that.
your own adventure type stuff.
Yeah, kind of choose your own adventure. It's kind of like the movie style games.
Yeah.
And if there's anything like that, I definitely got to keep my eye on it. But yeah, I've been slacking hard.
I was gonna say,
What's
I
this
know that
other
I'm
thing?
probably combining a whole bunch of titles into one, and I don't mean to. But it's like A Wolf Among Us or something like that, or it was a Telltale game. I know that much.
Okay.
I know that that is getting a sequel here very soon.
Oh, okay. Nice. Of course, I hear the two words Among Us, and I'm like, you dare bring that up? I'm kidding, obviously. Yeah, honestly, all I've really played lately was Gary's Mod. It's a good game to let out some daily frustration.
I've heard the Elden Ring has been going on pretty good right now. I'm not big on like Dark Souls, Bloodborne type of style of game, but it's interesting at least.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I know some of those games, they all kind of morph together after a while. I don't know, just kind of the small games that I could do with like a group of friends. That's usually what I've been just getting into. See if we get one to green here this time. Looks like we do, so it will be now 12 laps to go. Yeah, how about that? We're down to 12 laps to go here. If we thought things were a little nuts earlier, these guys are going to be starting to look for some, whatever means they can to gain track position, because that next caution could come at any time. So we got Watkins and Gunther in the front row, then Malin and Cole, and then Damien and Collette will be row number 3 with Blaine Donlin and Pierce Matana, and then Jessica Shelton and Billy Ryan. Here for the first guy who pitted under that caution. Looks like it might be Toby Roberson, and he's going to be back in row number 7. So with 12 laps to go, intensity just going to ramp up a little bit more here, huh? Still alive over there?
Yes, I am.
Stay
Got a
with me,
little
we're almost there.
distracted.
So 12 laps. Watkins and Gunther into the restart
Green
zone,
flag.
and away we go.
Now the question is, I mean, it's 12 laps, but we've also had caution after caution after yellow.
Oh man, that didn't take long. It's going to be Sean to Whitehill. There's RJ Bishop and Coleman. That was fast.
Well, what I was going to ask is, now is Gunther, I think, is going to fall to 3rd based off of the timing loop and everything like that.
Yeah, that's going to be solely up to the scoring of the game. I mean, if they haven't taken the caution yet, then it looks like he's going to fall back to third anyway.
What I was about to ask is, do they have a race back to the line after it's 10 to go or after 15 to go?
I think
Like,
it's after 5.
after 5 to go. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, because the 15 was still just going. I don't really know what happened. There was just trouble that happened in the back of the pack that brought out a yellow.
I think I see what happened. I think RJ Bishop lost a gear and then got run into, and that just sent everyone around. Because he shifted, and then the engine just pegged.
There is one comment that actually did make me laugh a little bit. Gunther stated previously on Arca Break Weekly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, isn't that a legit podcast?
It's not it's a YouTube series.
Okay, yeah. I thought that there was something that was legitimately called Arca Break Weekly. Or something like that.
The 45 and the 9 just clobbered the inside wall.
Yeah, they've got the ugly end of that one. And the 45 is going to be in even more trouble now if he is indeed down a gear. So now we're within 10 to go. Again, it's race back within 5, because that's usually the indicator of when the race ending caution would come out, if a caution came out at that point.
Well, the question that I was going to say was like, I think had we not had that yellow come out so quickly, I kind of wondered how Nick Gunther was going to pounce and try and take the lead. He's looking for a win. He's typically a fairly aggressive racer, and he's willing to do what it takes to get a win. But now that he's lost up second place to Malin, it makes me wonder, well, now he's going to have to try and tough through it on the inside lane in third place. He now has 2 cars he needs to get through, and makes me wonder how much more that's going to kind of slow him up a little bit there.
I mean, Gunther has had definitely a fast car all night. He's been looking really strong. Yeah, definitely a little more aggressive, but I mean, if you want aggressive, look no further than the 81. We've seen it quite a few times tonight, of course, plenty of times in past races here on TopDragster. Malin is not going to hold back no matter what point in the race it is. And there is, of course, the added benefit that these guys, for this year-long championship, pretty much following the real-life schedule, plus a couple races. There's like a week or two that NASCAR Cup Series is off, that these guys are going to be running, so that's why it's 38 races instead of 36. Or 37. I don't remember if they added a race this year or not, but there are cash prizes at the end of this season for those who finish in the top, I believe, 20 in points, going, of course, from a descending order. So there is a little bit of financial benefit to be gained from doing well here.
That is definitely something I did not know. So
You want to race now, don't you?
this late at night on a Sunday in this economy?
And this is I mean, this is definitely a one-off. Auto Club has always been a tricky one, and it's definitely shown here tonight. So this is definitely it is not a common occurrence, and I don't want anyone to believe that this is a normal thing in this league, and it's guys who don't know what they're doing. Quite the opposite. These guys are freaking incredible. It's just tough out there, and you can't really pin that on the drivers. I mean, sure, you could say like, oh, they need to be more careful or whatever it is. I mean, you're racing. You can't just you can't just putz around the corner until the tires warm up, because then someone's gonna push the envelope and then someone else does, and that's just racing, and that's sim racing at its core. So now there'll be 7 to go.
All I was simply going to say was this, and it was more so all the numbers that I typically run have already been taken up. So
Well,
plus if it's a race where it's like, oh, we've got like more than enough, we've got more cars than we have qualifying positions. I don't qualify well typically, so.
yeah, definitely. If you really want to, and this goes to everyone watching, message Randall Coleman on Facebook. If you do indeed want to run here at Fast, again, there are the 2 development series that run as well. I think one of them runs on Friday. I think the other is Tuesdays. Do not quote me on that. Please message Randall to make sure on that. 7 laps now. It's Watkins and Mallon. Right back to it here. And the 6 looking to maybe make a move there. I think I'm going to do it again. As I hit the wrong button, someone's in the wall. Fontana's been spun again.
3 cars into the air or onto their side in some capacity. I think we are going to stay green for the moment. Race back at least.
Yeah, they're staying fairly full throttle there. But I do think that we are not at the point yet where we race back. RJ Bishop
No, not yet.
looking killed now. It has not been a good night for that 45. Or the 43 for that matter. He has been involved in quite the plethora of these things. And yet found himself in the top 10.
Guys, I just got to be honest with you. This is NASCAR, not Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
The 43 got just a little nudge there from, it looks like, Blaine Dolan in the 72. But yeah, the trouble was actually behind him there.
Yeah, look at the 11 and the 50.
Yeah, Oscar Ramos and Billy Ryan. And 43 was actually right in front of them. Oh man, 50 trying to make a bold move to the outside and got squeezed. And then the 11 climbed the wall and took the 50 with him. That is a very interesting incident there, honestly. It looked kind of cool. Well, we are now at the point of the race where if a caution happens, it will most definitely end. And it will most definitely be raced back. So at this point, the question is, we got Watkins, and then Mallon, Gunther, and Seth Cole. Who's your money on?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah, starting in front, starting as the leader definitely gives you somewhat of an advantage because you get to control everything. You get to decide when things get rolling. I'm going to be honest with you, though. I have a really, really strong feeling, and this is just based off running against him so many times. I believe Tyler Mallon can get this done. I think that he can be able to get around the 15 with a well-timed move. Probably picking a lane that gives him the best grip and keeps up the highest amount of momentum. I think he can make it work, and I think the 81 is going to be your winner tonight.
All right, so that's going to be interesting to see if he's able to pull it off. I would have to agree. I think, Watkins is really good on these tracks, but knowing how aggressive Mallon is and able to make it stick where some guys might not be able to, I would not be surprised if we see that 81 Intel machine make the pass. It looks like we're going to have essentially a green-white checkered here, not an actual overtime one, but it will be 2 laps to go. We will take the green, we'll come by, we'll take the white, and then we'll take the checkered. So it will be raced back no matter what. Once you take the yellow flag, it will be over, and those results will be official. barring, of course, admin review. So Matt Watkins and Malin are going to be the front row, with Gunther and Cole in the second row. Federico Damien, got to give a major shout out, to the number 6. Now up here in 5th, doing a phenomenal job. Ricky Collette has had some not so fun moments tonight, but is now 6th in the number 2. Ediver Leal and Jacob Smetana. And then Jessica Shelton and Josh Moyers, the dominator of tonight, is back in 10th. Looks like his chances of winning are probably dashed, but he should still be able to pull together a very solid run. We'll see if we get the 1 to green this time. The Tetris car and the Intel car. And a lot of blue on the front row.
And here we are. I think the lights are going off now. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Lap 69, nice. And lap 70 will be our 2 laps. And, well, I don't necessarily know if we are going to... I guess we could have another caution, and that just ends the race, more or less, but you still have to get around the 2-mile oval if you're going to be the winner one way or another.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's game on, gloves are off. But yeah, we got to make it to the white flag in order to have a race back to the actual checkered. If a caution does come out on this lap when they take green, the leaders will race back. And then when they take the white and yellow flags, that will be how they will line up at the finish. No overtime. This is it. It's a 15 to 81. Again, huge shout out to Seth Cole, being up there in 4th place. In a car that honestly reminds me a lot of a Turbo Pro Mod. Thing looks awesome. And drag racing fans might know what I'm talking about, but here we go. It's been a long one, and it has come down to this. Will we make it around? Who's it gonna be? Will it be one of these Toyotas, or can one of these Chevys sneak up? Well, who knows? Maybe Ricky Collette's Ford can suddenly make some noise. Green flag.
81 got a little bit of a wiggle there, but he's going to shoot down to the inside, throws a block on the 56. They're all going about 3 wide here. Off into turn 1 they go. 4 is going to wreck. That's going to bring out the yellow. Now they got to race it.
All right, here we go. Oh, no, the 50 just spun around.
The 81.
Oh
the
my
81
gosh.
takes the lead. There's a move right there for the leader.
Ediver Leal
They're going
just took
3
the
wide.
lead.
Jovan Anderson's going to throw it to the inside.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
he going to be able to make a move? I don't think so. I don't think there's enough time.
Josh Moyers with a big run here. Is he going to have enough time? They're going to spin
42 is
behind
going to
him.
wreck.
Ediver Leal just stole this win.
Oh my God. Big crash across the start and finish line. That's going to effectively end the race. Like, it's all over. But oh my God.
I did not see that coming as the finish. I am so sorry for my shouting there, but oh my gosh, Matt Watkins just started to lose it off of 2. And then Malin was right there, ready to pounce, but just didn't have enough room and just nudged him. Holy moly. A race this long comes down to a finish like that. That is about as nuts as you're gonna see it. Ediver Leal went from 7th to 1st in 1 lap to win the race.
In less than a lap.
Yeah, in less than a lap, and it is official for the only car that I don't have a scheme for.
Oh, I don't feel so alone now. Oh my gosh.
Wow, Josh Moyers also got up to 2nd and Anderson 3rd.
Anderson with a great recovery there, all things considered. Like,
oh man, yeah, that's going to be said for both him and Moyers. That is incredible. Oh my gosh, it came down to that.
Oh. Oh, boy. So when the 15 spun out, Joven almost got taken out. And I think if he had been traveling in a straight line, he probably could have gotten the lead, maybe kept up a little bit more momentum. But being on the inside and the backstretch kind of killed a little bit of speed, and wow, just wow.
Wow is right. Yeah, we're gonna have a look at that here. A little burn down there for the 09. Yeah, we got some unpacking to do now.
And not really a lot of woods, but a lot of frustration out of the 56, which understandable. Falls all the way back to 15th after being in the top 5 all night long.
Yeah, he was having a fantastic night. It's gonna not be the way that he wanted to finish it. I'm just gonna have a look at what actually caused the caution itself. It was Zach Krastowski. Looks like may have got hit by the 40. Ironic, the two Sterling Marlin-esque cars and get together there. Yeah, he went over. He was actually already kind of sliding at that point, and that's what brought out the actual caution itself. Although, man, yeah, you're talking about Nick Gunther being frustrated, and you got to feel for Watkins. Greg Lovell also involved. The 6 of Damien took a insane hit to the inside wall. We'll have another look here from the spectator camera. Probably the best view of everything that took place. Coming off turn 2, started to slide, and Malin just not quite enough room there. Gunther tried to get out of the way, but wasn't quite able to. No, that was actually a hit from the 088 that sent the 6 flying. Yep, just tried to start a slide, tried to save it, and around he went. And the 09 said, "Thank you very much, I'll take that." And then it was just on from there. Everyone trying for every bit that they could. The 68 with one of the runs of the century off the corner there. And it wasn't quite enough. Jacob Fontana got into Ricky Collette. And then John Foreman went around. And then everyone else just racing back. And really hard hits there. John Foreman's going to end up with 10th after all that. The official results will be Edward Leal, Josh Moyers, and then Jovan Anderson in 3rd. Tyler Mallard will still emerge with 4th. Still a great run for that 81. Sean Romero. How about that for a top 5? Great job there in the 71. Toby Roberson and Ricky Collette 6th and 7th. And Michael Murata in 8th in the 55. Seth Cole will finish in 9th, and of course, Foreman in 10th. And that is, of course, just going off of the crawler that I'm seeing. I know it said that Jacob Smetana was actually 10th, but based on the scoring there, it should be Foreman. And yeah, the scoring there might have been wrong as well, so I'll have to see. Oh, man. So, what'd you think?
Well, I definitely wanted to see more of that action. Just kind of lots of cautions. I mean, the run of the night was cautions, but honestly, for as epic of an unpredictable of a finish that was, kind of makes for an unpredictable race. So, definitely would have been nice to see a lot more of the action that we saw there at the end, spread throughout the race, spread through over a green flag run, but it was entertaining at the very least. So, and definitely a finish that I don't think any of us will forget for some time.
No, no, not at all. Man, that was crazy. Got maybe one person we might at least be able to talk to here. I think Ediver has already left TeamSpeak. So we'll get one guy who is requesting an interview here.
User was moved to your channel.
The man Jovan Anderson. You finished third after all was said and done, but that ending there had to have raised a few eyebrows and probably some hearts going into people's throats there. What was that like from where you were sitting?
Just a huge range of emotions. I'm surprised that worked out the way it did. It's pretty wild from my point of view. We were doing well there early. We wanted to make sure we got stage points. Got the stage points, and we decided to finally pit, and some bad luck happened. But stuff like that happens. It's part of it. We get through it, and we move forward and move on. It's all part of racing.
Hey, right on. Yeah, it was definitely a little slippery out there, as we could tell, but you hung in there, still finished pretty darn good. Any little shout-outs you want to give?
I just want to say thank you to Randall and these guys for, giving me the opportunity to race here. Looking forward to coming back and continuing to support them throughout the season. Hopefully I'll be able to run full time. Not 100% sure yet, but we will see. Shout out to, all the guys at BSR, Brian, Kathy, Voiles, the whole gang. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope to see you guys soon.
Right on. Yeah, we'll be here most of the season.
Thank you.
Oh, man. I think we got one more guy down there maybe, but his mic is showing as muted at the moment. Yeah, I'm definitely a little wiped out after that one, but that was still a really good show, and thank you to everyone who tuned in for that.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew, for broadcasting the race, and Blake for tagging along. I'm gonna head on up. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Have a good night.
Thanks for joining. Nick,
Yep.
I see in chat there.
User left your channel.
Still ran good, man. You got a lot to be proud of, and still got a long season, plenty of races to go here. I feel you, but still got a lot to be proud of, man. Good job. For now, though, I'm gonna wrap it up here because my throat is starting to cave in on itself. But that was a lot of fun. Blake, your closing thoughts?
Just a very wild and unpredictable race. Not much else to that, but I did have a really good time. And if you need me around for another event, let me know. I hopefully will be free in some capacity, and if I'm not, then I'll join the following time.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you in mind. Hopefully get some other faces here in the booth as well. Thank you to everyone who, like I said, tuned in. Be sure to check out Fast and, of course, JTN. Both links down below. And we will see you all next week. And I believe it is Las Vegas for race number 3 on the season. Until then, though, thank you again. Take care.